Types of people after high school. I wonder what type of person I am.
You did it. You graduated. You survived 4 years of awkward class presentations, school lunches that probably violated the Geneva Convention, and
Facts.
your Discord group chat did not get leaked. But now you're out. You're free. And
I didn't even use Discord in high school, I don't think. Like not as much as I do today. Not like at all.
suddenly that question hits like a truck. So what's next? Some people sprint toward college like it's the finish line. Others clock into a job 2 days later like, yep, this is life now. And then there's the rest of us just sitting in our rooms like, should I start a podcast or a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about
Facts.
it. The types of people after high school and how weird this phase of life actually is. Starting off, we have the college dreamer. These are kids that always knew they were going to college. They had a dream school, a
Wasn't me.
major, a life
Wasn't me.
plan, a backup
Yes, I did go to college, but I didn't have a dream school, or like I didn't know I was gonna go to college.
plan and a backup for their backup. They got their dorm set up off Pinterest, joined a Discord server for their class before orientation, and had their roommate's name memorized before they even graduated high school. Fast forward a few weeks and it's like, yeah, I'm 14 grand in debt, I hate my major, and my roommate's been coughing since the second week of school. College is cool if you know what you're doing, but most people don't. Most people just go because they're told to by parents, teachers,
Facts.
guidance counselors,
Facts.
and the ghost of the American dream, and now you're paying 40 grand a year just to cry in
Was
a
I
communal
Snapchat?
bathroom.
I was on Snapchat mostly through middle school, not really high school. Like I feel like in high school, Snapchat fell off. At least the end of high school. But yeah, middle school, I was definitely on Snapchat 100%.
Fun times. Then there's the people who skip college and go straight into the workforce. They start working warehouse
I
jobs.
was on Uvu kick. Oh my god, yo, Uvu. I done said this plenty of times, bro. I had an iPod with no camera on it. I used to just join Uvu calls and just look at people. I couldn't even do nothing. I don't even think I had a mic. I could only look and watch the conversation happen. I used to just type and act like I was a part of it. Literally, and they don't know what to do in life. So they go to college for a little more extended time. Yeah, because that's just like that's like the default. Like, you feel me? That's the default. It's like they don't know what to do, so I'm gonna just do what everybody else do. Go to college.
Retail, construction, whatever gets the bills paid.
No. Uvu. OOVOO. It's an orange app.
They're making money, stacking checks, and eating out every night because they still live at home and only have
I was
3
still
bills.
streaming. I
At
was
first
making
it
money
sounds
off
smart. You're making
content.
money right away,
And
no
then I got
student
a
loans
job.
hanging over your head, and
Then
your
I got
weekends are
another
free
job.
if you're lucky. You
then
start
I'm
thinking,
here.
hey, this might actually be a better path. But then the reality sets in. The hours are long, the pay isn't as life-changing as you thought.
I
You're
don't know nothing
constantly
about no
tired
hobo.
physically and mentally. You go home drained, you wake up drained, and every day starts blurring together. You're surrounded by people twice your age who have
Facts, bruh. What do y'all think is worse? The college, the college life after high school, or this life after high school?
been there since before you were even born, and they'll say things like, it's not great, but it's a job, or at least it's stable. They're not chasing anything.
This is worse. I think so too. I think the college life at least allows you to get out of your parents' house. It is more tolerable. Like if you're going through this and you just working, that means you're probably not in debt. And 2, you still have the freedom to like change up career paths and try new stuff. When you in college, you sell your soul for 4 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, forced to have a social life is the upside, I think. Like you go to college, you can enjoy the college life. I think that's the upside, personally. I think that's the good part. Then when you get out, it's like you got to make some out of it. It also depends per person too.
They're just surviving, and then that's when it hits you. This isn't a launch pad, this is where people stay, because they don't have time, energy, or options left to go anywhere else. It becomes routine. Wake up, commute, work, home, sleep. Do that for the
Like if you're not in college and you also have no ambitions, want to be an artist, content creator, you want to get good at stocks, real estate, life insurance, sales, stuff that there's plenty of places you can go that don't require college. But if you're not trying to go to one of those, that's when it's like, all right, bro, what you doing?
rest of your life, with maybe 2 weeks off per year if your boss approves the PTO. And for a lot of people, the scariest part isn't even the job
Military.
itself. It's the idea that you could blink and suddenly be like 40, still there, still stuck, wondering what your life could have been if you'd done something else.
Facts.
Then there's that person, the one who said, I'm taking a gap year. Not because they couldn't go to college, not because they had a plan, but because they needed to find themselves, to travel, to breathe, to experience the world. You ask them where they're going and they'll hit you with, I'm thinking Europe or maybe Southeast Asia. Go off the grid for a bit. 6 months later, they haven't gone further than the local Taco Bell. They wake up at 2 p.m., scroll TikTok for 3 hours, and then tweet something deep like healing isn't linear. Their idea of working on themselves is watching 3-hour video essays on YouTube about movies they've never seen. They downloaded Duolingo to learn French but stopped after bonjour.
I think this is like damn near most of my high school. this and the working people. I don't think a lot of them folks ain't go to college. I ain't gonna hold you.
They keep saying they're going to start a clothing brand, and they did design one hoodie in Canva that they haven't posted because they're waiting for the right vibe.
This is definitely my, come on, Justin. This ain't nothing but Jay Sosa, bro. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I see you. Nah, like, you feel me? It's like, bro, niggas be having fake ambitions. Like, shout out to Sosa. He got ambitions, but he don't even be, he be posting now. Let me shut my bitch ass up. He be posting now.
And listen, there's no shame in taking a break.
That's true.
Sometimes that time off is necessary, especially if school has burnt you out. But the problem is, this break becomes your whole life. You know, 1 month becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, and before you know it, they've built a full routine around doing absolutely nothing.
Sicko got a good job though, don't he? He got like a good tech job, I thought. I know a guy that had stacks of hoodies sitting in his garage and spent $10K on. He never sold them.
Wake up late, stare at a wall,
crazy.
play some Valorant, hit up their local gas station for dinner, and repeat. But they'll keep saying, trust me, bro, I got plans. And when you ask what those plans are, it's always vague. Big things coming. I'm in a building phase right now. No, you're not. You're in pajamas at 4 p.m. They'll talk about launching something like they're Elon Musk, but
It's 4 p.m., my nigga, and I'm quite literally in pajamas. Like, so what, bitch? I don't even know. I don't like how I just got caught. I don't like that. I don't like how I just caught it straight.
Closest thing they've launched is a DoorDash order. They keep referencing the economy like it's the reason they haven't made a move yet. Like, I mean, with inflation, the way it is right now, bro, you don't even pay for gas. What are you talking about? And look, we've all been there to some extent. You know, the weird limbo phase. You're technically free. You don't owe anyone anything. You're just kind of floating. And for a while, that can feel amazing. You're not answering
Sicko got a what? I said Sicko got a good tech job.
to teachers. You're not stuck in a classroom. You're not dealing with exams or
But Thor said
deadlines.
you-
But if you're not careful, that float becomes a free fall. You stop making decisions. You stop trying, and you convince yourself that you're waiting for the right moment when really you're just scared to start. Gap years are fine.
I ain't gonna lie, I could be one. I could fit in that too, though. I'll drop when Sosa send me back his song. Bro, I could be in that too, though. Like, I don't have empty ambitions. I do kind of have empty ambitions. Like, me going live, to be honest, ain't shit. Y'all niggas give me the most credit when I'm going live every day. But it ain't shit. I'm gonna be honest. Going live ain't shit unless you posting videos, getting video. That's what I'm trying to do now. Get videos off of it, posting shorts. You know what I'm saying? Going live every day. Like, niggas can go live every day and get nothing from it. And that's basically, I can fit into that category. I'm not gonna lie.
Resting is fine, vibing is fine, but if your gap year turns into a gap decade and your life plan still revolves around a clothing brand that does not exist yet, maybe it's time to clock back in. Next up, we have the friend who straight up disappears after high school. High school ends
This
and
is also me.
this person vanishes like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. 1 minute they were at every hangout, every group chat, every
I lied. I was never at every whatever the fuck. Me disappearing didn't surprise nobody. Probably don't surprise nobody.
chaotic late night Discord call, then poof, they're gone. They stop replying, they leave the Snap group chat without saying a word. They're not mad, they're not beefing, they just dipped. At first you're like, maybe they're busy, but then weeks turn into months, birthdays go by, inside jokes get forgotten. And the next time you think of them is because Instagram reminded you with one of those weird people you may know stories where they're standing in front of a Jeep with a quote like, only forward from here. Then one day out of nowhere you run into them. Target, gas station, Taco Bell, doesn't matter. And it's the weirdest interaction of your life. Oh my God, how have you been? Good, I'm just working a lot, grinding. Yeah, grinding what? No one knows. You're half expecting them to tell you they're a freelance monk or something. And the thing is, they're not weird or rude or distant when you see them again. They're chill, they're polite. It's like catching up with a coworker.
Nah, this dead me. This dead me though. Nah, this me. I ain't gonna lie. This me. I think it's me. I ain't gonna lie.
You forgot you used to be best friends with. You part ways with some, awkward let's hang soon energy, knowing damn well it's never happening. And it's not a bad thing really, it's just what happens. People drift, they move towns, they get new jobs, new circles, new priorities. But it still hits you sideways when someone who was in your life every single day just becomes a memory. You start realizing how many friendships were based on proximity, not purpose. Y'all weren't soulmates, y'all just sat next to each other in biology for 4 years. And it's weird because when it happens, you think you did something wrong. Like, did I say something? Did I forget to reply to something important? No, they're just on a different path now, and that's okay. It still stings, but it's okay. Eventually, you'll be that person to someone else too. You'll vanish from their life, pop up months later. Yo, it's been a minute, DM with no explanation. And that's just how life moves after high school, Friendships stop being automatic. You actually have to put effort in, and if neither of you do, that bond just fades. Not out of malice or hatred, just out of life. Sorry, I'll try to keep it lighthearted, not to get too existential with you guys. Alright, next up we got the bum. There's the gap year person, and then there's their final form, the bum. Because the gap year person pretends that there's a plan. The bum, they're not even pretending anymore. They're in a deep void, no goals, no job, no plan, just vibes, vape.
I ain't there yet.
Clouds and a mattress on the floor. Their sleep schedule doesn't exist. They just collapse at random. They've watched 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy this month alone. Every day is just a blur of TikToks, microwave burritos, and nah, I'll do it tomorrow. You ask them what they're up to and they'll go, just chilling lately, trying to figure stuff out. Bro, it's been a year. What are you trying to figure out? Shapes? They'll randomly bring up business ideas that sound like fever dreams, like I might start a CBD candle line. I've been looking into like vending machines and passive income, you know? You look over and they're watching a 6-hour YouTube documentary on crypto by a guy named Finance Daddy. They haven't applied to a single job, not because they're unqualified, but because they haven't updated their resume since 10th grade when they worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 weeks. And here's the thing, it didn't start this way. Most of the time, the bum used to be the gap year person. They took a break to chill and then just never got back up. It's like when your computer goes into sleep mode, but
that gap year can be dangerous, bro. That gap year, or like, I said this before I quit my job, not having a 9-to-5 can be dangerous. Like, bro, you know how much harder it is to get up out of bed when you know you ain't got to? Like, my alarm clock rings and like I don't gotta get up, but I choose to, because if I know if I don't, I'm gonna think I'm a loser. I don't know about getting out of bed. No, like, I mean, like, not just getting out of bed, but just being productive, bro. Through our whole life, we are conditioned to be told what to do. At school, we are told when we show up, when we leave, when we go to each class, when we can eat, when we go to the restroom. Right after high school, if you take that break, you gonna taste that little bit of freedom and abuse it, bro. Most people, I'm not saying that's what, you know, folks here would do, but most people would abuse it. You get a little bit of freedom, you abuse it. You don't do shit because you're allowed to finally not do shit.